Hello.
My name's Tamara Chambers.
And I'm Cody Melcher.
And this is Tamara Just Saw.
And Cody also just saw 2 as well, Verbinskily.
I don't even know what that means.
He's the director of the first 3.
Oh. We just saw Pirates of the Caribbean.
Dead Men Tell No Tales.
Thank you.
I think that's what it's called. It's about dead people and they don't talk because they're dead, but they do talk, but they can't because they're dead and they're not allowed to tell tales because that's some sort of weird thing. Because the Dead Didn't Tell No Tales thing is supposed to be about how dead people can't talk. Right. But I don't know if you guys know about this franchise. Dead people talk all the time in this franchise.
That's all they do. During the film I was like, oh, this is clever. No country for old dead men that tell tales. And I was like, that's not clever. Don't say that, Tamara. Don't say that out loud. But I did.
All I have is Javier Bardem, more like Javier Boredom.
We have toys. We have commentary. And
we have it all.
We have hair flips. Just to give a little background of what we've done.
What have we done?
Why we're tired. We spent the last 2 days watching the first...
3 days.
3 days. God, it took that long. the first 4 Pirates of the Caribbean movies. My cats are galloping about because the excitement is in the air.
It's palpable.
So if you guys want to see our thoughts on the first 4 movies, I released a vlog on my personal channel. Personally, I grew up with 1. Like 1 was a big deal in my movie going experience. I was like, 2003 is when it came out. I remember being very excited for this, very excited for Haunted Mansion, way more impressed by this than Haunted Mansion. Sure. And so this is like this weird throwback to me being 12 and like wanting this in my life.
Yeah, a lot of things are making sense about Tamara. the original Pirates was a big part of your childhood.
Giant, big part.
I'm like over here like, what? Yeah, I saw the first one. I don't know if I saw it when it came out. I know I saw it at some point. I feel like I saw it maybe in high school or something. It's fine. They've always seemed fun from afar.
That is such a good way to put it. I think the idea of the franchise and the characters that are presented like at first glance are really exciting, and then you get more into the series, more integrated into the actual stories, and you're like, oh, this is a 3-hour movie, maybe it'll be really character driven, and it's just, it doesn't really meet that mark for me.
Do we have an accord?
Yeah. No?
No, it's more inaccurate.
My favorite joke of all time.
They set it up the whole time.
Every time they're like, do we have an accord? And every time Cody gives me another car name and I die. It's hilarious.
It's more of a Hyundai.
New movie, let's talk about this.
Let's do it. Let's slap our hands and talk about it. I
think it's way better than 3 and 4. It was definitely shorter. That's just science. It was more engaging. I think I enjoyed seeing the original characters back where we missed them in 4. I think 4 was a kind of a flop just because it was trying to introduce too many new things. So this was exciting to see those old things. I think it resolved some things nicely. We talked about this a bit while marathoning the movies, that this franchise is something that people really like because of the nostalgia with it, and they really enjoy because they want to enjoy it. They like the idea of it, and same with me, I like the idea of it. I don't think it necessarily delivers all the time. So this, while it was a 2-hour movie, not too long, which I really appreciated, thank you so much for not being 3 hours, I didn't have a terrible time watching it. It was similar to like when I saw like The Great Wall. It was just kind of like, I didn't need this. This was kind of unnecessary, but it wasn't bad. Like I didn't hate it. It just wasn't something that I was like, fan service, I need this, let's do this now. I need this to like be able to resolve all of my questions in this franchise. No, I just, like, it was just whatever.
It's a fun enough movie, but not one that I need to watch immediately again, or that I really would want to like, that I'd like be like really like telling people. Like, not to keep comparing it to Fast and Furious, but Fast and Furious and Pirates are 2 franchises that I delved into heavily without having really dealt with them before for the series. And and the Fate of the Furious, I left that movie and like told my parents to go see it. Like I was like, I would have seen it in theaters that week again because I really enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun. I really like a lot of the components of the Pirates of the Caribbean franchise. I like the pirates. I like a lot of the visuals. They do a really good job of creating a world, the world building stuff of Pirates of the Caribbean. I love certain characters, and even the characters that I don't love, I really like and appreciate. Like, I think everything fits really well together. The only problem that I ever really have is it just has kind of an underlying staleness to it sometimes, which I think has to do a lot with the actual like script in terms of dialogue and just kind of action. Like when you're hanging out with an old friend and you used to be like best friends, and it's been 6 years. And
that's such a good way to put it.
Yeah, and you haven't talked in a long time. And then you're just like, you get coffee and you just realize that your lives have become so different.
You've grown apart.
Yeah. That's what the Pirates franchise felt like to me.
Man.
Was like, there was just something not there, and I could tell that I still really appreciated it, and I could tell that I still really enjoyed kind of being there.
That's exactly what it is. I think...
Savvy?
Savvy?
Savvy.
Savvy. There's a lot of... I tried to look if there was a supercut of all of the times that Johnny Depp says savvy on YouTube, but there's not. So somebody
get on that internet.
Somebody make that! The main mission is to find Poseidon's trident, and you've got the new love interests to build upon the old love interests, and you could see what they were trying to do. It just didn't really hit the mark. Like, I didn't care about the Will Turner's son. I didn't care about him. I wanted to love the girl who loved science and who was called a witch. I wanted to love her! That's a character that's like so up my alley, so something that I am all about. And she just didn't quite hit the mark. And I don't think it's her, and I don't think it's the acting. I think for most of it, it's a script thing. And I feel that way about a lot of the Pirates movies.
It felt, this particular one felt overly formulaic on that side.
Yeah.
It felt like a really fun Pirates movie that had this different rom-com shoved into it. It's like they were trying to find like a third heat for the Pirates movie, and they found a weird rom-com script, and they were like, all right, well, let's just overlay this into it. A really like shoehorned in attempt to recapture Pirates 1 in some way.
Yes.
Where it's like, let's just try to remake Pirates 1 kind of.
Yeah. Totally.
And I agree. I didn't really ever feel connected with Will's son, I liked her enough, but she never got there.
It wasn't like I love her. It's like she's fine.
They never became really strong characters, and you throw them into the middle of two characters who have not only been engaging with each other for over a decade as actors. Movies. Yeah, but also characters that we've been engaging with for over a decade.
Yeah.
And are also incredibly strong personalities. And then throw in on top of that Javier Bardem playing an incredibly strong character. And it's just like they kind of get lost in the ocean.
I think it annoyed me so much because I really wanted her to be strong, because I wasn't a humongous fan of Elizabeth Swann. I was not a fan of Penelope Cruz.
The one joke that they did a callback to that I really did like, but that was because I really liked the first time they did the joke, was her getting rid of the rum. It's a very comfortable franchise.
It is.
Having only seen the first movie a very long time ago, not really knowing much about it other than tangential stuff I'd heard or seen places. Yeah, it's a franchise where it's like, yeah, I could just really easily kick back with Tamara and we watched the whole franchise.
Right.
And it was just fun and enjoyable. It's a lot like the ride.
Yeah.
It's a lot like the It's a lot like the Disneyland ride.
When you get down to it, that's what people want. Oh my God. I'm so sorry. Do not talk to me or my son ever again. I think they get bogged down by time in a lot of the films. I think that they allow themselves to like really indulge in things that they don't need to indulge in, and it just is like, oh guys, you could have cut like half of this and it would have been fine. But what you enjoy in it is every time that something from the ride was on screen, we yelled out fan service.
Yeah, that was fun. And that was fun.
It is fun.
I love that.
You want to see that. I want to see things from the ride.
The good parts of the movie are the great parts of the movie. And then it's like and then the problem is just that the stuff that connects it together is not as strong. And so that makes it harder. But I mean, Barbossa is my single favorite character of the whole franchise.
Yeah, okay.
And I loved him in this movie.
Yeah.
I thought Javier Bardem's character was a great character. Half the time that Jack Sparrow accomplishes something in the whole franchise, it's because Barbossa has saved him in some capacity.
Right.
Or like really helped out.
Yeah.
And then like when left to like their own devices to just be people, Barbossa constantly proves, like in the interim between movies, Barbossa always proves that he's just a way better pirate whenever there's not a Pirates of the Caribbean movie occurring. Like, it's just like on the off-time pirating, Barbossa's always killing it
like
as a pirate.
growing as a person,
Yeah,
as a,
as a
increasing
person,
ranks.
as a pirate, Barbossa is like the Niles Crane of Pirates of the Caribbean. He has had a much stronger arc. He has changed more as a character. He has done more as a person and like has experienced more growth and has more interest in stuff. And it's just like amazing that like when I started out, I was like, oh, I like Jeffrey Rush a lot. You know, Casting of a Frankenstein, sure thing, rock and roll. And then Barbossa I ended up loving Barbossa.
Same.
Like, I'm not even like that crazy about this franchise. I like the franchise, again, like Pirates, whatever. But I might actually get a Barbossa Funko Pop because I freaking love that dude.
Stay for the end. There's an after scene credit, which just is
confusing.
Yeah, and nuts. It's nuts to me that spoilers. This franchise is continuing.
Oh,
it was fun enough. It was way better than 3 and 4, I think, and I'm so glad for that. And I hope they get better. I want to like this franchise. I want to love it. I like it. I want to love it. Hello, Ike. Goodbye, Ike. Oh no, he's still here.
Ike wanted to say something. Ho ho ho, and a bottle of fun.
Savvy.
What movie are we reading next week?
I think next week is Wonder Woman.
Wonder Woman! We gotta get tiny capes.
I'm gonna go in my Wonder Woman costume.
Oh, that's great.
Thank you for watching these with me.
Thank you for having me.
It was painful at times, and I know that, and so I appreciate you all the more.
Savvy!